Atlanta metro area real estate market declining, expert says. Hi guys, like I said, things are changing. The market is finally cooling off, and we have now entered a buyer's market. Now, as a buyer, obviously, we're still literally we just crossed the peak, so not the best time to buy right now, because anyone buying right now, that you're going to be able to buy that same house in like 6 months for a lot cheaper, right? So in general, right now, even though we are in a buyer's market, we're still at the top of the market. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit for things to slow down. But like this article points out, Atlanta is basically hitting the brakes, right, on their housing market. So if you have been looking to buy a house in Atlanta, then right now is probably a good time to wait, cool, just relax, save a little bit more money for that down payment, because you might have a great buying opportunity really quickly here, really soon. I mean, and how soon? If you really want to know my, this is just my opinion. I would say January, February, March is going to be a lot better than right now. Right? If you don't have kids in school, if this could be a great time to, wait and buy this this winter. If you do have kids in school, maybe you want to buy a nicer house in the same school district, right? Kind of make it easier. Now, I say that because, it is hard with kids to move during that time of the year. But we might have some really good new prices, a lot lower than what we have where the prices are right now. So in general, though, if you were to ask me, like, is March the bottom? No, I really don't think that March is the bottom. But March is going to be a good drop for the current conditions if you really want to buy a house. If you don't want to wait 2-3 years, if you want to get in right now, then yeah, I would say January, February, March could be a really good window for you. But yeah, you will see during the summer, maybe prices start to creep up a little bit more because, summer's just more desirable. And then we're going to have to wait to see where the economy is at that moment. If there's if the economy starts fracturing somewhere else and we start seeing, other elements coming in, maybe other elements from the other countries kind of bleeding into our economy, then yeah, we could see even a bigger downturn. So right now it's like, I'm just telling you that I do believe that come January, February, March, we're going to be lower than where we are today. But once we get to that time, January, February, March, when we're there, I might be telling you oh my God, things are looking good for the future, or they're going to be looking worse for the future. And at that moment, I'm going to say, hey, this is probably a good time to buy right now, but keep in mind that this is what's coming up in the future, and you might be able to get a better deal because there might be signs that the economy will be heading into a slower recession. But again, it's all about inflation and how we could temper down inflation for the time being. That is gonna be what brings things back to normal. And right now, they're not back to normal. And unfortunately, it's hard when prices really do go up drastically, right? For them to come down. In order for them to come down, we have to see some crashes in certain sectors, and that hurts. Nobody wants to see that, right? So that's kind of where we are, and we have to kind of monitor it. If you're looking to sell a house in the Atlanta area, obviously you have to think that the nicer your house is, if your house has upgrades, if it's in a great location, if it's that, perfect house in the corner, yeah, it's gonna sell. And you're probably gonna get really good money for it at this market. Absolutely. Now, if you got a fixer-upper, those are the ones that tend to wanna sit on the market longer. And those are the ones that basically contractors start throwing you, lowball offers to see how low you're gonna bite. And a lot of people are like, no way, I'm not gonna take that low offer. And those houses eventually sit on the market longer and longer and then there's even more inventory. And at one point, when you have desperate sellers, they just take the lowest, the best offer available. And if it's a very low offer, you could see how that triggers a domino effect where it starts bringing down the entire neighborhood, right? So that's kind of how I see, the housing market start to really come down is houses sit on the market longer. We have less buyers, more pickier buyers, and those fixer-uppers are just going to sit and basically collect dust. And then we have also the idea that there's been a lot of companies really jumping into the housing market, buying single family homes like Zillow, Redfin. They have added to their portfolio. These are public companies, they have a lot of money. So what happens when we have a downturn in the stock market? Are they going to want to unload a lot of the houses that they bought in the last 2 years? That is something that we're definitely going to have to see. But again, that could increase inventory to the market, and that could eventually bring prices down. And as far as right now, the home builders, unfortunately, home builders are staying out of this, man. They can't afford to do business. Why? Because the land is too expensive right now, and the cost of building a house is too expensive. With employee wages, have gone up as much as they have in certain sectors due to the Great Resignation. They basically cannot afford to build a house under these conditions, because if they build a house for a certain amount, they have to sell it right away, or else they start losing money. And if there's a housing crash, they're not going to want to be put on the hook for that money, for that investment that company had to do to build a house. So again, we're not seeing that increase in supply. For that to happen, we're definitely going to need inflation to come down to make it more affordable to build a house. So a lot of things happening. The market is kind of all over the place. It's sort of scary, but it's also sort of fun to see. We're living in an incredible time in history where there's just so many things happening with the government going through some crazy stuff in that section, with the economy just being crazy, up and down and up and down, and and the rest of the world, how they play in. China's going through a crazy housing market right now, crash. I'm going to start making some videos on that, but will that bleed into us? I mean, the whole thing is crazy. You got Germany with crazy inflation. I mean, wow, right? Like, so much crazy stuff happening. And I didn't mean to say fun, because a lot of these things do hurt a lot of people. So I do apologize. What I mean is, I was going to say entertaining, but no, not entertaining, interesting, right? Very interesting what's happening around the world. And it just kind of gets us sucked in, right? And we just want to learn more about what's happening. And there's just so much information, and it's all just tied together. And sometimes trying to unravel that, just so difficult, but so interesting at the same time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish this video. I want to say to all the people who have been watching my videos and supporting my channel, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys leaving comments, and I appreciate you guys liking my videos. Thank you guys so much. Now, if you're new to my channel and you like my videos, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button and go ahead and like and leave a comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.